he has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And three more divisions, two more divisions. I think it's
The fight has just ended. Results are all cleared. Victory has been defined, and fans were on the edge of their seats all the time. With that, boxing legends have shared their honest reactions what actually happens there. The mega fight between Terence "Bud" Crawford and Canelo Alvarez has broken all the records. Fans from every corner of the globe have watched it, but before the fight, boxing greats have been lining up with their predictions, many believing Canelo is ready to make a statement.
I just think Canelo knows how to fight. He knows how to come in big, and he can throw hard shots. He's a technical guy too. Look what he did to Callum Smith, hitting elbows, hitting arms, hitting all this other stuff. He's going to use those same type of tactics on the smaller guy.
Meanwhile, UFC fighter Arman Tsarukyan already predicted the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight. He said, "Whatever happens, it will be a difficult fight for both fighters due to how difficult it is to fight two elite-level champions at the peak of their abilities." He said this is a great matchup between two titans, and it might go all the way.
Out of all of the different styles of martial arts, what's your favorite? Wrestling?
It's the best. But I like boxing as well.
Canelo Crawford, who you got?
Canelo. But I like Crawford as well. Canelo because he's bigger, much bigger, and he fought with big guys. He has more experience.
I see.
But Crawford, he's more technical. He can switch his stance. He's like one of the best, I feel like. But
You think Canelo by power and experience?
Yep, and he has a good chin as well. So.
You have a good chin?
Yeah, yes. Do you have a good chin?
Follow Zuffa Boxing for details on how to win free tickets.
Adding on, Eddie Hearn admitted that Bud completely believes he's going to win and is a very convincing person. He makes you feel like that. Obviously, he's a big guy. Hearn said when he first heard about this fight, he had Canelo leading the way and then maybe tilted towards Crawford for a couple of minutes. And now, after seeing both compete, he is back to his fighter. Adding on,
go back and forwards, to be honest with you. Like, when I talk to Bud, I kind of like, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability, and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo, so we'll see.
Former UFC champion Michael Bisping also lends his voice to the upcoming clash with his prediction, stating Canelo is undoubtedly the favorite to win this historic fight. Michael referred to the Mexican superstar as a different kind of animal and took notice that to step up in weight class and to deal with something so powerful is almost an impossible task. However, Michael knows that Bud would need to prepare and focus more than ever before, because Canelo is at a skill level, preparation, and his ring IQ is at a high level. In his words, he's at a different level, something that you can only really recognize until you face someone of that level.
If Bud wins, it will be historic. It will be monumental. It'll be something that never is forgotten about. But I don't think it's going to happen. Canelo Alvarez is the bigger guy. He's the face of boxing. He's fighting in Las Vegas. He's the bigger, stronger guy. He's got a good chin. He's got the harder shots. He's got the muscle to absorb.
After the fight, Jim Lampley doubled down on his faith in Canelo Alvarez, with his predictions largely played out. He had pointed out Canelo's clear advantage going into the fight, which included his better overall ability and wealth of experience. Even though there were questions about Canelo's mileage over the years, Lampley had said that the Mexican superstar still had enough to put on a show. Sure enough, it was a great show, in which Canelo demonstrated the punching power, accuracy, and ring IQ, which made him an elite champion. It was Lampley's belief the fight documented exactly why Canelo is still one of the best in boxing.
Canelo still knows how to make fireworks when he absolutely has to make fireworks. But at the end of the day, he's a counterpuncher. He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down.
William Skull, Canelo's most recently fought opponent, provided insights about how he remembered the fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford. He stated how the advantage of size and weight was a major factor in the fight, and that absent weight divisions, the fight may have been much closer. Skull, who competed against Canelo, realizes how difficult it can be to deal with Canelo's punching power. He stated that the fight gave the fans exactly what they wanted, an explosive and fiery fight in the ring.
I think it's going to be a great fight. There is a disadvantage in regards to the weight classes. If there wasn't, it would be a 50-50 fight, but because of this fighting at this weight class definitely benefits Canelo. I say about a 75% chance that Canelo wins the fight.
Canelo Alvarez proved once again that focus and discipline, which have been two trademarks that have propelled him as one of the tougher mentally disciplined fighters in boxing. Similarly, his preparation paid off in the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Bud fight, and his focus was evident throughout the fight with the same commitment and effort that he has shown in every fight of his career. Following the fight, Canelo's trainer, Eddie Reynoso, reflected on the fight positively. He said that they trained hard and that Canelo had every obstruction on the path to victory, but was able to overcome them. Reynoso said that the fans saw a different version of their fighter that night, a sharper one that was completely prepared to prove every critic wrong who leveraged any doubt about his abilities. Reynoso felt like the fight and the belts belonged to Canelo.
He still has it, and Saturday we're gonna show it by knockout. This is the best Canelo we're gonna see in 20 years of career, and we're gonna show it on Saturday.
Reflecting on the bout, Shane Mosley offered his appraisal of Canelo's performance. He recognized Crawford as a talented fighter who could win, but said Canelo's strength and experience at 168 pounds would be the difference. Mosley praised the abilities of each fighter and expressed he would have been elated to see Bud win, but in the end, Canelo's game plan and game strategy led him to victory.
I think it'll be a great fight. I think both guys are great fighters. But I think Canelo's just too big, and you know they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented. Yeah. But the only thing is Canelo has them by two-weight division. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. You know, I'm happy for him. If he can pull off, great. But my mental, my mind's telling me that Canelo's gonna.
After the fight, Christian and Billy shared his thoughts on Canelo's win. He's mentioned the weight difference, which he felt clearly benefited the Mexican superstar. He stated clearly that both of them have the skills to win, but Canelo's size was the most important factor for him. Furthermore, Billy stated that after Bud, he will challenge Canelo next, saying he has what it takes to beat him, and that he should get the opportunity to beat him in the ring.
Well, I think Canelo gonna win, but yeah, Canelo, because Canelo is the real super middleweight. It's his division, and for me, I don't think you can take weight like this and do same performance that you have done in the past. I think maybe for me, I think the weight will be the difference. Makes the difference.
After the fight, Oscar De La Hoya gave his take on Canelo's win against Crawford. He stated both fighters were solid and could win, but Canelo had an edge, a slight one, and he felt that made the difference. De La Hoya also pointed to the weight advantage factor and said that was the reason he supported the Mexican superstar going into the fight. Reflecting on Canelo's fight.
It's a tough one because we can all see it. Canelo's declining. We can see it because Father Time just catches up to you. That's just the name of the game, the nature of the beast, right? Crawford, I mean, he's the same age as well, you know? Different types of lifestyles, different styles. You know, Canelo's getting into some wars now, which kind of like chips away at the block, you know? Do I favor him over Canelo? I don't know. I think it's a 50-50 fight at this point, given where they're at their careers.
But if you had to give somebody 1%,
last one here,
1%, I would go with Canelo. Yeah, just because of the weight factor.
It was evident that he got the reward from his preparation. Everything about his training camp, mentally and physically, showed in the ring. The observers noted Canelo's confident body language, his sharpness, and he was prepared to take on the task in front of him. Canelo did not ignore his opponent as he was completely intent on maximizing the situation, and he performed excellently, justifying the commitment he put into his training camp. Boxing trainer Andre Rozier, when asked how he thought Canelo did and his ability to handle the pressure going in, said Canelo was focused and knew what was on the line. All the hard work he put into training came out in that fight. He had one priority, protecting his legacy, and he showed that he will not allow a fight of that magnitude to tarnish it.
A very interesting fight. I see a lot of things up online about it. I say it's going to be a pretty exceptional affair. I have to favor Canelo only because he's been the king at 168 so long, and I think he's going to work harder than he ever has, just because he doesn't want his name to be tarnished by coming up short against a man that came from really 140 to meet him in the ring.
Following the bout, Fernando Vargas Jr. elaborated on Canelo's victory. Vargas noted that while the opening sequences placed Crawford in a seemingly upper hand of the exchanges, Vargas was happy that Canelo was able to settle into the fight and gain control. Vargas mentioned that if Terence was able to withstand Canelo's strength and make adjustments, the fight could have played out differently, which ultimately created an exciting and unpredictable fight for fans watching the bout.
In the early rounds, I feel he could catch him with shots. You know, maybe Canelo will get frustrated by picking him up the way Canelo always gets frustrated. But I just feel Canelo will find him out. I think in the 8th, 9th, 10th round, the championship rounds, I believe he could stop him, or if not, get him out of there. I just think it's the weight, bro. My whole thing is, can Crawford take Canelo's best punch? If he could do that, and he has to fight a perfect game plan, like Benavidez, but like Benavidez's dad said, it's gonna be a Tom and Jerry type of fight, which I feel it'll be a Tom and Jerry fight if Crawford wins.
Following the bout, Abel Sanchez gave his input about Canelo's performance. He had mentioned that he expected Canelo to stop Crawford, noting Bud to be fairly new to 168 and could not match Canelo's experience and power. Sanchez said that the only chance for Crawford would have been in the early rounds, taking advantage of the energy that drops off quickly. But once those first few rounds were over, Crawford almost had no chance to get any significant impact, and Canelo took full advantage of that to win the bout.
Boxer. So don't be too surprised if he fucking pulls it off in the decision. Now, if he knocks him out, oh my God, dude, that's unbelievable. That's unheard of. That'll be probably bigger than Buster Douglas, Tyson type of shit, you know? I wouldn't bet on that knockout. But I want to see what the odds are, and on the decision victory for Crawford, I might be even putting some money on them.
Yeah?
You never know. If the odds are enticing enough, I might be able to.
What would be enticing enough for you?
Oh, you gotta have some good odds, bro. Fucking, you do anything over 10-1, shit. You put some money on that motherfucker. Yeah, you put some money on him. 10-1 odds or greater.
Following the match, John Ryder considered Canelo's strength and skill set. He stated that Crawford's speed and accuracy may have presented issues, even for a larger opponent, but Canelo's experience and strength made the difference. Ryder acknowledged that these two advantages contributed to Canelo's ability to control the fight in a manner that would allow him to win clearly on points.
I think you've got to see Canelo sitting tight on Crawford, not giving him the space, block him side to side, and just very much work up close. Don't give Crawford the space to move. Don't give him the leverage to throw his long shots. And listen, Crawford can be dangerous with the leverage and the movement and the switching stances. But I think Canelo's going to sit tight on him, sit on his chest. Good head movement, good slipping, good rolling, good catch counters, and break him down.
Immediately following the bout, Kenny Porter offered his reaction to Canelo's performance by imparting his prior opinion of Canelo as a champion. Getting to this fight with Crawford brought skill and experience to the table, but he recognized that the preparation he made and actual time in the ring could give Canelo the deciding edge. Porter shared that he felt this was one of Canelo's toughest challenges to date, a real test of skill against an experienced fighter where he ultimately passed quite well.
Yeah, he got Canelo.
Of course Canelo, but
I don't know why, but I mean that's a great choice, right?
It's just the weight jumps, you know.
The weight jump is a hell of a jump, man. That's not just a jump.
And
He's climbing a ladder. He's climbing a ladder, and some of the legs on the ladder ain't there for him to grab on. He just and he got to jump over.
Meanwhile, Canelo showed us again why he shines in the biggest moments. He understood what was at stake for his legacy and reputation, and he stayed calm and collected, putting all the preparation into motion in the ring. His fight night performance locked in another milestone moment and legacy for him in boxing history.
I don't try to prove anybody if they are grown or not. I always try to prove myself I'm the best.
After the fight, Mikey Garcia gave his opinion about Canelo winning against Bud. While acknowledging Crawford's skills and abilities, Garcia believed Canelo's experience at the higher weight classes gave him a clear advantage. In short, Garcia said that Canelo was too experienced to be outdone by Terence's toolkit, confirming Canelo's dominance that night.
But I think Canelo's way too big and strong, and I think Canelo wins. You saw this difference already in his last fight when he fought at 154. Crawford didn't have the pop. He didn't have, all that.
Against Madrimov, yeah.
Yeah, so, and that was at 154.
Right.
They're going to move up to 168. Right?
He says he sees something.
He can box. Look, I'll tell you, skilled-wise, Crawford is the better boxer. Crawford is the better skilled, natural
That's what he believes, yes.
Skilled fighter. But who's going to win? I think Crawford's going to win. I think Canelo's going to win.
However, Gabe Rosado reflected on Canelo's performance against Crawford. He noted that Canelo's fighting style and technique gave him the edge, making it difficult for Crawford to implement any significant changes. While many had expected Bud's movement to cause problems, Rosado observed that overcoming Canelo would have required a complete shift in strategy, something that ultimately didn't happen, allowing Canelo to secure the victory.
Is Crawford just going to switch his style and become a mover, moving up 3 weight classes? So now you're gonna put all that weight on your legs, and you never boxed like that before. How can you do that? I'm not saying he can't, but I just don't see him changing his style. I think Crawford's a guy that he has heart, and I think he really is a fighter. I think it's gonna come a time where if Canelo catches him, his pride and his ego is gonna get in there, and he's gonna try to get his back. And I think that'll open opportunities for Canelo to land big shots.
As we finally move past the dust-up of this monumental battle, the big question is, what's next for Canelo Alvarez and Terence "Bud" Crawford? Will Canelo look to bounce back from this defeat with another mega fight, or can Crawford ride the momentum and chase his next adversary? We know that fight fans across the world are already speculating matchups, rivalries, and life-changing futures for both fighters. What do you think happens next for these boxing superstars? Drop your predictions in the comments below. We want to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the latest updates, analysis, and fight reactions from the world of boxing.